Welcome back to the Running Back Podcast, the podcast where you come for the entertainment, stay for the sports. We back. I'm one of your hosts, Percy.
I'm BOBBYBANDZZ.
And in the room today, we got the gas man and Chris on the couch.
The mask man at this right now.
We got Double Out the Great on special production team.
Hey, get it in.
And behind the camera, we got the silent assassin. Y'all ain't gonna hear him. What's up, Bruce?
Yo.
Hey, he came through that time.
Hey, you forgot one more person.
You ain't lying, though.
Breathe fast, sleep. So, hey, yeah, we back, y'all. We celebrated. We've
been
back.
celebrating.
You know, we've been sipping a little bit. Reef over there sipped a little too much, so he's
Out.
he done so. But yeah, we happy to be back. Everybody's here in the room. We missing Joey Flames in the building. He gonna be soon. He coming back soon. Who else?
For sure.
I think that's it from the
From the guys. That's it from the squad.
Yep.
Take this time to go and rate this podcast. Follow us on Apple Podcasts. Tune into us on Spreaker. Holler us on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, CASTBOX, DEEZER, Podcast Addict, Podcast Chaser. And we got a new one, JIOSAVAAN. I know I said that wrong, but holler at us over there too. Like the YouTube video, share the YouTube video. If y'all tuning in live, where we at live?
My personal page right now. So if you guys want to share it, you guys can share it.
We'll share
Let me
it.
see
Check
how
the
to
link.
Go to Facebook real quick.
Engage us on social media. Comment your favorite part, and we'll be in the comments right in there with you. We on Facebook, IG, and Twitter.
Yeah, we on
RUNITBACK.PC.
Robert
Rodriguez on the live right now.
Yeah. Let's get straight into it, man.
Let's get to it.
I'm excited. It's been, 4 months since March? Yeah, the second or third week of March. It was like the third week of March.
What's
we
this?
stopped.
Damn near day 1 of July, right?
This is about to be July.
March to July. Had to separate.
God
I'm
damn.
gonna have to scoot over a little bit right now. You know what I'm saying?
Somewhere over there. Yeah, it was quarantine. It was tough. It was cool though. At the same time, it was good to just gather your thoughts, get everything together. Right. I know everybody came out here ready to work. They didn't know when. They didn't know when it was going to come back out. But I know everybody was ready to. Move around and do all that good shit.
Yeah, quarantine for me was basically the same old without the pod, basically, because not seeing a couple other people, we had to take certain measures when it came to how we show in the houses and stuff like that. Gotta be masked up. I'm putting on mask on the spot.
We went to go see a house with you.
We did.
We had the mask, we had the gloves.
That was like peak. We don't know what this is.
Yeah, that was I would say
the
couple
beginning
weeks
they
in,
really
right?
shut shit down.
A couple weeks into shutting down.
Yeah.
That was before we realized this is our new norm.
Yeah, right. I mean, I like the mask. It's like a fashion statement to me now. Give me a cool mask, we in there. I ain't got tints, so to have the mask cover my whole face.
Masked up in the fishbowl.
I ain't gonna lie, I saw this girl walking down the street the other day, and she had literally a whole fit and her face mask. It matched. Perfect.
Yeah.
She was out there proud. Face mask, fit matching everything, boy.
You ain't seen China. They been ahead of the game because they got shoes on their face, boy. Jordan 11s as a mask, my nigga. Dead ass. You got the whole fucking for real. They got shit like that. Go look. I'll show them to you on Instagram. They got Nike Air Max. They got motherfucking Hirachi mask. They got.
They make the shit.
Exactly. Ling Ling the hook up.
The Ling Ling?
Ling Ling the hook up the face mask.
All that Ling Ling for the face mask.
No, so let me ask you this then. So how was the market for during Corona? Did it slow down? Did it?
Overall, it slowed down a little bit, but that's just because I would say it was less showings.
Okay.
Because the people who not serious kind of stayed home. The people that's like, I'm about to take advantage of this opportunity.
Yeah.
They really was out here. So I actually got more busy.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So where I was averaging like maybe 2 appointments a day, I should jumped up to like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that had to do with Corona or that's just the time of the year it was.
Because it all fell in the same place.
Right, because this time of the year anyway, it gets crazy. But yeah, I was actually more busy. What was you doing outside of staying in the crib?
Man, I was waiting for surgery. Man, I stayed home. I was just staying at the crib waiting for surgery. I had surgery May 19th. About a month and a half in right now. I just started therapy though.
Did Corona speed up your surgery process?
Nah, that shit
was already on track.
So I was supposed to get surgery in February.
Right.
And then Corona, they canceled surgeries. Then they told me they don't know when they're gonna open back up the hospitals.
They got to open you up.
Yeah. So what they did was they had like the first like small surgeries.
Right.
That's what they did first. Not like obviously if they had heart surgery or something serious, they were doing them.
You can sterilize the space.
So, but like when they opened back up, it was small surgeries, knee surgeries, elbows, and shit like that, and all that. But for therapy, it took a while. Like it just
have therapy.
Like it was the whole process of like,
right?
Because it's limited times, limited spaces. They don't want people around. Well, my fucking therapist got the shield, the riot shield mask, 3 masks, 3 regular masks, and 2 pair of gloves. Well, I went to take my fucking mask off to drink some water. Can you please put your mask? Damn, bitch. Damn, I'm thirsty. She put the mask back on.
What?
Like,
she black?
Nah, she white.
She was on Black Mama with you better drink your spit.
No, but once I started walking around in there, then motherfuckers was like, hold on, you look familiar.
Right.
One of them was like, Adriano. They're Filipino, boy. So, Adriano. She said, oh, you a celebrity in here.
What?
I said, man, I done had like 4 or 5 surgeries in this mug already.
Then they're calling you Adriano like you the plug.
Like I'm Italian. She said, when you come when you were 16, right? That's how long they think I've been going.
Damn.
I said,
no wonder.
Nah, it was
no wonder
19.
they all know Adriano.
I said, nah, it's 19.
Adriano might need his own little Instagram channel.
Adriano, funny as hell, boy. Name my son Adriano.
Right?
Oh, let's get into that. Yeah.
I thought I did the good segues.
If you haven't been on Facebook or Instagram or social media or anything, or if you don't even know us, this is your first time watching this podcast, I am expecting a child in December, y'all. Hey! Yeah.
I was going to say insert applause.
Yeah, me and Lisa, we're expecting a child.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It was long overdue. You know what I'm saying? Been together for a while. Our history and all that stuff. You know, everybody knows it. They know what's up. So
now it's podcast official.
Yeah. So I'm hoping I'm having a boy. I was gonna do the gender reveal this weekend for like 4th of July and all that.
Right.
But nah, we're gonna push.
You
it
mean
back
Black
to
of July?
Fuck. That's why I said it's canceled to me. 4th of July canceled. But you know, we were gonna take 4th of July to do the.
I mean, people got off, so they're gonna barbecue regardless.
Yeah. But yeah, we're excited, man. I hope I have a boy. The doctor said the legs are long, the arms are long, the body is above average. I got a little boy. I got Abdul. I told you I got a Kareem in there. Baby Kareem, boy. Yeah, I'm excited though. That quarantine, we couldn't stay away.
Drop step.
Couldn't stay away.
Quarantine.
Baby. I got a quarantine. Baby.
You was the main nigga on Facebook. Somebody, it's gonna be hella quarantine babies. This the next baby boomers.
But I already knew at that point. Y'all didn't know. So it's like, okay.
You was subtweeting yourself?
Yeah, I was subtweeting myself. I set that one up. I'll leave for myself. Right. So even my grandma was
Vince off the glass.
She's like, do you have to is there something you gotta tell me? I'm like, nah, we ain't.
Right. You know they know.
Yeah, they know.
She like, her walk different.
No, but you know, everybody was home, so nobody saw nobody.
Right. That's true.
They just
ain't shit else to do.
Ain't shit else.
They be dreaming about fish though. Huh? Oh, you ain't lying.
What's that mean?
I'm saying that's how she knew. You ain't hear about you dream about fish, somebody pregnant.
You know what I mean?
Some black shit.
You ever heard the one if your tooth falls out, somebody's gonna die?
Nah.
So like 3 days before Pop Smoke died, my tooth fell out in my dream, and I told Lisa, I was like, somebody's gonna die. She's like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm like, she's like, don't say that. I'm like, somebody's gonna die or something's gonna happen. I had a dream. Boom, Pop Smoke dies.
Damn.
So I'm like a medium or something. Nah, for real. That's what they say. It's one of those.
That's wild.
Yeah. And Pop Smoke died right after.
Yeah, I ain't heard that one.
Huh?
How we end up here?
I have no fucking.
All right, fuck it. We get back on track.
Yeah, but Corona. They're saying that there's another wave coming.
Did you see the one in the pigs?
Huh?
Or like the next wave of Corona or the next virus?
Oh no, what they're saying? The swine's coming back?
Yeah. They said the swine coming. It's gonna be pandemic level 2.
Wait, what? Inform us, please.
I saw a headline. I didn't read the article.
This shit from 2012, bro. This nigga.
Right? It might be.
You see what he be on? This shit changed, like you said. Nigga. What the fuck?
I read the headline.
Nah, bro.
I was driving.
YouTube.
I had to pull over right quick.
Clickbait. No, that's the clickbait shit he be watching.
And you always fall for
clickbait.
You always fall for the clickbait.
I ain't click it though. They ain't get the view. I was like,
But he gonna tell us though. He didn't even click it, and he gonna tell us. So he got no information.
I'm trying to verify with y'all, see if y'all heard it.
Nah, fam, we still stuck on fucking.
I'm trying to figure out
what's this for Corona, nigga?
I'm trying to verify the shit.
Well,
so anybody else heard about
We're gonna fact check
the new swine that Japan working on? They say the pigs carrying. It's gonna be pandemic levels, or epidemic levels is what they said. But I was thinking like, motherfuckers just be fishing for headlines. I mean, fishing for news.
13 hours ago says new virus in China has traits of 29. That's buddy that don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
They be clowning him. They said he was sick too. He was in the back. You seen him? You seen him on the news, right? Behind Trump. His nose was runny as hell,
Thanks.
boy. The doctor, what's his name? Fauci? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. That nigga's nose was running. Dripping.
That might not have been the flu B.
True. No, they say that they shoot him up with like you know how they wake you up?
Oh, yeah.
They do that for the presidents and all that shit. Like,
With the smelling salt?
yeah, like they. My neighbor said.
It makes sense. You got to be on point.
He white. He got the inside.
You know,
And he in politics.
you got to have at least one in your corner.
He's part of my law team. Gotta have a Tommy, nigga, on the legal side.
Got to have a Tyler?
A Tommy
Oh, Tommy.
on the legal side.
Right.
You know.
If you want to do it right.
All right, what
We got sports coming back too.
Yeah, we do. Basketball. So it's 8. What were you telling me? It's an 8 game. What is this? How is it?
8 game regular season, right? Or
8 game. Everybody's playing 8 games to determine like the seeding for the playoffs, and then it's the regular playoffs after that.
So my only question about the shit coming back is, what the fuck we gonna do when next season supposed to happen?
It's rolling straight in. I'm pretty sure.
I know somebody said they like start December instead of October, but I don't be believing people.
Yeah. Back to the clickbait.
Hey, I might talk about the shit. I don't believe it.
Nah, I don't know. I think they're gonna roll right back into the season. Like they're gonna just have to play it straight through.
Right.
You've had 3-4 months to rest, so
That's what I was thinking.
it's kind of the same thing.
Oh, they did want to move to that mini tournament within the season schedule too. So that might be a good excuse. But I think that's the year after this one.
I just hope. I don't know what the hell is gonna happen. I honestly don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. You might have a sleeper come in.
Right.
Like, with this little series, you might have a sleeper come in and win the fucking NBA
On
playoffs.
some fucking
The Warriors might make
Cinderella,
the
what's the
playoffs.
name
They
shit.
never know. 6-2.
Were they invited? They weren't invited, right?
There's only 22 teams.
Oh yeah. And now, who just got out? DeAndre Jordan just
You backed up?
he called COVID. He called COVID.
Wasn't it like 13 players? Another headline. I ain't read the article. 13 players that caught it.
Corona.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was from ESPN though, so that was,
Yeah, I watched ESPN the whole time. Like Corona, trying to catch up with everything. Baseball's coming up soon. 60-game series. I got the Sox going 41-19, y'all. I'm gonna say it again. 41-19.
41.
Don't sleep on us. We coming. We ready to play. All right.
41-19.
This
You know,
motherfucker from 05.
hey,
Right, Robert?
I played real games in this motherfucker.
That's a bar. That shit funny.
Funny as shit.
41-19.
41-19.
What makes you say 41-19?
I don't know. Just
Got a
saying.
hunch.
60 games?
60
You
of
never
them.
know what could happen.
What's that?
What
What's
wasn't
that
it like a
1%?
year ago, 2 years ago? We were like number one in the East in like the first 40 games.
Yeah, in the Central?
I mean the Central.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Central.
He was like, no, we're ahead of schedule. Slow down.
Exactly. Then we started losing.
Yeah.
60 games ain't shit.
I'm about to
man.
poll it. Sox 41-19. It's live on the page right now.
Let's get it. I put it on Facebook right before I went to sleep. I woke up like, damn, what the fuck I posted on Facebook last
Right.
night?
Had
Hella
shit
notification.
going up.
Well, all the Cubs fans came out, boy, talking shit.
Gotta have something to say.
They still ain't gonna make the playoffs either. Cubs.
Because they
I'm
ain't
calling it right now. Put it right there, another poll.
Cubs don't make the playoffs.
Cubs don't make the playoffs.
2 polls.
2 polls. Cubs
Alright.
don't make the playoffs.
I'll add that one shortly.
That's tough. That might be a bigger, a harder sell than the Sox going 41.
Cubs don't make the playoffs.
Cubs don't make the playoffs.
They trash.
That's tough.
Pitching gonna fall apart.
I can see it. You got to be hot for 60.
They go-
60 is
They
a
might
playoff
get like
stretch.
30 games where they hot and then it's going things fall apart.
60 is like the whole playoff stretch. That's the last
Yeah.
2 months. Essentially, you play.
But look, that's why I said on Facebook, like the Dodgers, they be
Yeah.
going like 50-10, bro.
They might
Don't they? Right, the Dodgers be like 49-11
and lose in the World Series
And
again
lose in the
or the
World
ALCS.
They the hottest team before October every fucking year.
But shit, yeah, they
From
definitely
spring?
playing into October now, right?
Yeah. And
And
lose
then has the
every October.
NFL said they doing anything different?
I don't think so. A lot of
They-
players are scared though.
Yeah, that's a lot of motherfuckers for NFL locker room.
Yeah, that's
Like basketball, you can scale down a little bit.
57,
52 man roster, I think it is. Then you got the practice squad. Then you got all the training staff. Like, how are you supposed to do that? The whole coaching staff. Each position got damn near 3-4 coaches.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Then
of
you got
people.
coordinators.
You see, they're already tripping about people practicing together.
Yeah.
Tom Brady.
You know how Brady get down. He always have his guys out there working in the
And
summer.
they're talking shit, man. And like the I forgot what
Who's talking?
NFL. Like their spokesman, PR kind of guy. This
They have
is
to.
is like going against violation or like code and all this shit. You know, because of Corona, new way of
Right.
doing shit.
But
But
if
how you supposed to stay?
I'm one person, if we can have 10 people together,
Uh-huh.
and I get my wide receiving core, no coaches, they ain't breaking no rules, right?
No.
Just don't huddle,
Yeah, man. They over here like this.
right? Wear your mask when you run your routes.
Cam Newton to the Patriots, y'all. Super Bowl contenders?
Belichick
Automatically?
for that one.
Huh? Automatically or what?
Contender
Contender.
or
Super
favorite?
Bowl
I would say
contender.
favorite.
Favorite?
Yeah. You know how I feel about Cam.
Yeah.
And he healthy.
Cam is nice, man. And
With us, they're gonna run a
with
system,
a system that he don't even have to run much.
right.
You know what I'm saying? He can sit back, but he's not accurate. That's one thing they say. Deep down the field, he's not accurate.
When's the last time Tom hit you when he has to? For the last 12 years?
Yeah, bro, man. I don't know. I mean, honestly, I'm a fan of Cam, so I think it'll work.
I got my fantasy quarterback.
But what? Hey, is this their first black quarterback in what? Ever? Ever?
I was listening to
Is this a
ESPN
Robert
morning.
Kraft? Is this a Robert Kraft PR move right here? He fucking with Jay-Z when it signed Cam Newton?
Is it? Robert Kraft, you'll become a billionaire being a dummy.
No, but you know he fuck with Meek and all them. They're doing that police. They're doing the
Right.
the police.
They had Jacoby for a second. That's what I was saying. I was listening to ESPN. They had Jacoby. How long was he there? I was about to say it was brief.
But Jacoby played on like every team. I think it was on like every team. Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah.
He was on like 7 teams. He went crazy on the Colts, right? He went crazy on the Colts.
Except for the Bears. The Bears don't do black quarterbacks.
They made it fall in line, man.
Did we ever talk about Foles? We talked about Foles, right? And Mitch. So. Way back when.
You saw Joel and
I saw it. I couldn't check in.
Yeah, that was a long.
That's what it was about.
Huh?
That's what it was about.
Yeah, they're arguing about.
Yeah, you tell the people a little more context.
Nah, it ain't important. We could go straight to the next. It's kind of a segue into what we're talking about. Robert Kraft and they're doing the jail reform. That's what they're working on with Meek Mill. Right now in times, man, this is really a tough time to live in. I swear to God, this is one of the hardest times to live in. With everything going on in the media, with the police, with the racism and just the brutality, and even rest in peace. What was his name? George Floyd. George Floyd.
Yeah.
After he got killed, still people were getting like. You seen them doing in Atlanta, the drunk guy in the in the driveway at the
How many times? Wait, I want to pause on that one. How many times have you been drunk as shit and somebody blew your shit and you were sober?
What do you mean? Oh, you wake up like
right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Sober
like,
up. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Like, you can't tell me. Like, I understand, but you can't tell me like at that moment he wasn't clear-minded.
Yeah, I fell asleep in a Burger King drive-thru one time.
I fell asleep at the red light earlier today, nigga. I'm tired.
Hey, for real. During it was a work break. Like I was like driving through on a lunch break, and I used to drive for that medical company. Remember?
Facts.
And I pull in. I'm like, damn, I'm fucking tired. Just lying long as hell. Wow, fall asleep. 40 minutes later, my job calls me. The customer calls me. People just went around my ass. Well, they dirty. Yeah, they just went around my ass. I wake up. Man, you told the customer you're gonna be there 5 minutes ago. I'm like, oh shit, I just took my lunch. Sorry, I called them, whatever. They're like, oh, okay, don't worry about it. Oh, well, I fell asleep just like that. Good naps.
And they just went around you.
They just went around.
You light-skinned enough.
I had the curls, though, so you know.
Yep.
I'm light-skinned enough. Nah, it's fucked up, though.
It is.
Like, it can happen to, like, anybody, really.
Right.
That's why I said right now is a tough, it's been a tough time to live in, but it's just now everything is getting exposed. And I'm glad because these motherfuckers are racist, bro. Like, dead ass racist. Like, people, and they don't give no fuck because they know that if they call you the N-word or they call you this, they know that's the only way they could get under your skin.
Facts.
Think about it. All these videos, nobody jump off and bust off them white motherfuckers until what? They call them the N-word or something because then white people know how to get under our skin.
They know exactly. It's the trigger word.
It's the trigger word. Exactly. And you know what I'm saying?
Exactly what they doing.
Bust off your ass real quick. Because
I call them the N-word here, act like the N-word.
And then that's what that's their justification. Oh, you're acting like one. Oh, hell no. If anything, you're acting like one. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck you talking about?
Man.
It's tough. People are still protesting. If you're in support of the movement and just go online, find a protest, go find donate to an organization, do some charity, go do something, y'all. It's a lot we can do. Go vote. Fuck Trump again. Hey, fuck Trump. I'm gonna keep saying that. Fuck Trump. They're saying this is the biggest fall from first presidency to like second term. Yeah. Like where his numbers there's probably no way he's gonna be able to run this 2020 election. It's the biggest drop off since Nixon when his ass resigned from about to get impeached.
I'll take it.
Yeah. I don't know if Biden's the right guy, but fuck it. It just sucks how politics works.
Right. That'd be the problem. That's how he got in there.
Yeah.
Because people weren't sold on his opponents. Like nobody could agree.
So he's like the best available option, which really ain't.
Right. So it's
we'll never be happy.
it wasn't even. I wouldn't even call it the best available option. It was like he rallied his troops, and you had half of the vote. I had half of the vote, and then but my half won't vote for you. Your half won't vote for me. That nigga gonna win. It's like once, and I think this like the police brutality brand, the primary topic around this time too. Usually this is a good thing for the president because you like COVID. When COVID hit, he came with the checks.
That's why I said on Facebook, don't
fall for
that dumbass shit. He got to do that shit, man. Any president would have did that. You know what I'm saying? That's what they're gonna pass because that's what the people want. That's what
they want. Free rent and free money.
You know what I'm saying? So he ain't do that shit. If it was up to him, he would have gave us $800. Link enough, nigga. That's what he gonna tell you. Fuck you talking about?
Yeah, remember what he told us about Link?
The hell out of here. Link's enough. They don't need no money. They gonna spend it on this dumbass shit. That's what they gonna say. So don't fall for that shit. Fuck Trump.
Yeah. So then, what was my train of thought there? Yeah, you hit it. I think low key.
I forgot.
What I was saying? Remember what I was saying? Like usually, usually
it's good for
this would be a
elections.
good thing.
It's good for elections. Yeah.
But when you're on the wrong side of history, and I think this being the catalyst for, like, Obama being black was enough to get everybody out to vote, and I think this, the police brutality and George Floyd specifically, and then the response and all the other deaths that happened after it. And then the even the similar shit that you have people getting fucked up,
or the deaths that people didn't know about that they're just getting thrown on Twitter
that are popping up like what's his name?
The dude who was running in the street,
right? Ahmaud Arbery.
Yeah.
That shit was like closed case in February. Motherfuckers found out about it like, no, hold on, wait, what? And then now they get booked. Their response, what's annoying is their response to this shit is taking away Aunt Jemima and Uncle Ben and like let's get rid of racist symbols. You know, there's some people on in the Black Caucus that agrees, you know, like we don't need those symbols on our shelves and shit. And I understand where they're coming from, but at the same time, if you erase us or like the images, then you know what I'm saying? Like Uncle Ben disappears, Aunt Jemima disappears. Those are just two examples. Then
like Louisiana,
you're left with Quaker Oats and all the other, you know what I'm saying? You basically like just whitewash everything, even though the shit fucked up. Like the root of America is fucked up. So it's like if you look at the start of everything, we got to start this whole shit over.
We do.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's the fucked up part of it.
Like honestly, I'm sure we could find out that the White Sox is just as fucked up as the Redskins. Like the way the name starts.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's why I said the White House. It was called the White House.
Matter of fact, perfect. I'm glad you just said house because I think it started in Texas where they are
hold on,
real estate agents.
Is this more clickbait?
No, clickbait. I thought he was going to say he got a house on the market and selling it. No, I thought this was an advertisement. He said, hold on.
Is this Percy with more clickbait?
shameless plug. No. But real talk, they this has been a conversation for a little while, but people were asking to stop using the main bedroom as the master bedroom and the master bathroom.
Oh, yeah.
So I think that just happened in Texas. We received the email today saying that we're not doing it no more. And then like the official like Illinois realtors and our multiple listing service where we actually put our houses up for sale, they're not they're changing the verbiage on it too, so we can't call it the master bedroom or master bathroom.
What is it?
It's the primary bedroom. Because we all know Plantation House, that's master. It got the head room. And it's like, you don't think about that. You use that shit every day.
Every day, bro.
Like, you know how many houses I show? Like, yeah, master bed, master bath is beautiful, exquisite. You know what I'm saying? Not thinking about
it doesn't until
it's, the light is shined on it.
Yeah, that shit is crazy. I'm glad they changed it though.
We got to erase this whole shit.
We
start a
do
new
books,
book.
history books, and all that shit. Like it's and you see now they added the LGBT history to that.
Yeah. You have to learn that by 8th grade.
Yeah. You want to have a take on that?
No.
Right.
I was asking.
I think before adding new curriculum, correct the old curriculum.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And we can have that.
I
That's
agree.
never a problem. But just fix what needs to be fixed.
But that perfect, because I was gonna say
That needs to be a curriculum, or would that get thrown into sexual education? Of learning about other sexes, pansexuals, bisexuals, people who
I think that's more sex education.
who are more, like, because there's
Right.
people who, there's not just the, that,
Although
that's
right
agree.
now,
that's
bro,
the smallest,
it's
like, that's the acronym for it, but there's
there's a
there's
bunch.
people
Yeah.
that
That's why they stop adding levels and put plus. I mean, stop adding letters.
Anything away from them, but there's really people who identify as like blank. They're nothing. They say they're I forget what the term is, but
Right. You have some people that are not
Androgynous,
sexual
I think
beings.
it is.
yeah, like there's
What is it?
Androgynous, I think.
Something like that.
It's
There's so
something.
many different.
There's a lot.
yeah,
Be
there's a lot
whatever
of
you want,
like
Be whatever you want.
But I think like you had a point there when you said like correct the shit before you start adding the shit.
Yeah.
Because like one of the people I saw breaking down that that it was a screenshot of the new bill that had that, and he was saying that people need to know the truth, because like why the fuck do you need to know it by 8th grade? You just need to learn the shit in general. Because he talked about all the people in history who were just secretly gay. It's like glory holes in men's bathroom ain't just start in 1958. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Like politicians weren't just filling on each other, and kids. That's another thing that we need to fucking address. You seen that shit?
We're not doing that right now.
We ain't gonna touch that today, but I'm saying we gonna talk about it.
We definitely gonna talk about it.
But that shit just didn't start 50 years ago. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So correct the shit, because I think if you teach, honestly, in education, a person's sexuality doesn't necessarily matter to what they did in history. So like Lori, she's the mayor, right? She has a wife. That's enough for the history part. Then you get
But she'll
what
be the
you
first.
says.
But she's gonna be the first like lesbian mayor.
Right. But that's part of her story, though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But then, like, to go into teaching, like, I think
She's definitely gonna be part of the LGBT.
it's like when you said, like, why they have to mention that Old Town Road was like the biggest record by a gay black man. Like, why it's just not the biggest record?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So teach it, and then in certain parts of it, you can highlight the fact
Details.
that
You know what
it's
just dawned
also
on me too about this? Imagine how much talent has gone wasted from kids who are quote unquote in the closet gay that were too scared to come out or join a sports team because they were scared they were going to get bullied. How much wasted talent has gone
Right.
down?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
that's just something that just hit me right now.
It's true. Like, what was it? Shaq, not gay, but Shaq's dad, I think gave him, or like just was out of his life.
Magic Johnson's son, a dog, boy.
Magic Johnson's son. That's a more accurate example.
Yeah,
But
dog.
I'm just
Can
saying,
hoop.
like, there's like
and
so
is
many
gay.
ones that were scared to attempt to play sports. You know, for the fact of being bullied and shit. How much
Right.
wasted talent has we don't know this. How much potential that's out there.
And think about how heavy that weighs on somebody. That the fact that you're gay, you got to hide it. You're in the locker room, like the untapped. If you don't have that pressure and you can focus that energy on your craft, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like what the twins in the league. One of them is a coach now, I think, for the Nets. He was the first openly gay player, but he retired like that season. I think he announced it like a month before retiring. Can't remember the nigga's name. But yeah, I'm right with you. So many people that just like Because some people just got it. They born with it. Then you work hard to sharpen those tools.
Yeah.
And just being stuck with the pressure and the burden of not being accepted and bullied.
Feeling uncomfortable. Like,
right.
Judged.
You know, it's kind of just...
We know how locker rooms are.
Society
you be 100% straight and...
Society sets ways and like people follow them. You know what I'm saying?
People
like
are
a lot
looking
of a lot of the shit that we grew up on, like, you know,
was a
when
cycle.
we were kids, like that's gay as hell. You know what I'm saying? Like
it was because it was a cycle.
Yeah.
Like we kind of came and we disordered it a little bit, and then it's the generation that came right after us. They broke that cycle. Like they just said fuck everything and said like, what are rules?
Publicly gay as fuck.
They started questioning everything, and that's when everything. They didn't know how they don't got answers for it.
You don't
have answers for it. Once you start questioning everything, they don't have answers for it because they don't even know where the fuck it came from.
It's just something.
That got like implanted, and like it's just
something.
It's embedded into us. Yeah. It's from a child to where we are now.
Right.
Like that's how we still are. Like it's some shit really unfathomable to us.
Yeah. It's really I look at like to explain shit like that as I look at things that are completely unrelated but can allow you to see it. Because some people don't want to see, they don't want to see the truth because the person is telling them, or don't want to see it because they just don't believe. Like, some people won't see that shit just because we talking about shit gay, you know? And look at how things evolve. 94 in the league, they wearing short shorts still, right? Mm-hmm. The kids in high school and college, they wearing the baggy shorts, the shit that we wore. Mm-hmm. Then by the time it gets to Robertson High School, the shit baggy as fuck, right? Then when it gets to us in high school, we're baggy transitioning to fitted. It's going up. Right, so we wearing baggy ass khakis with the tight ass sweater. Mm-hmm. With a small, right? I was walking around in a good medium.
2X khakis looked like they were bunched up. The waistline, like, fuck that. Your waistline is at 28. Why do you have a 34 pants?
Big facts.
Right.
Pop's belt.
I'll get a screwdriver and poke your own hole
Pop's
through the
belt. Poke a hole in that one.
Throwback.
Yeah, it's just society.
And then now the kids,
short again.
Boy, they compression shorts longer than they basketball short. Yep. And we already know what the pants been on.
That's just bad company. I hated running around having to pull on shorts above my knee. That's why we had to do this to play
facts
defense.
To play D.
They don't have to do that. They just hands out.
Instant, ready
for it.
That's facts.
We just have to lift our shorts up and play D.
It's honestly kind of sad that we have to take our problems and our pain and our hurt and just turn it into jokes to get through the day every day. Yeah. But this is what we've been, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I want to go back to this too. You made a good point that said we are like the culture. I mean, the people, the mass in general is just followers, right? I was telling Natasha today, just like people just are being told what to think and just going with it. It's part of the reason why it's so easy to get something once it gets a little momentum, people jump on. But it's also part of the reason why some people just oppose shit just to oppose shit. Like we saying Black Lives Matter because Black Lives Matter. Yeah. And motherfuckers responding with All Lives Matter just off the fucking to be disagreeing.
Yeah, just because they can't accept like.
But if you're listening to what I'm saying, my mic tweaked for a second. If you listen to what I'm saying, it's fucking up again. If you listen to what I said, what you said agrees with me.
Yeah.
Right?
Everything.
So why you arguing with me? You know?
Some people are just never satisfied, never happy.
Yeah. They just have to.
People just make everything about themselves.
Just want to go against some shit just for the sake of being different. Yeah. Like, nigga, you're not being different.
You're not.
There's a whole class of y'all that's being
difficult. Yeah, being difficult. Very, very Very much so. You're being difficult. Like I said, it's a tough time to live right now. We're in the middle of history right now.
That's why I labeled this segment, This is America. This ain't none of this shit new.
Yeah. Jails, the system, all that shit. Like, and when people, what was really pissing me off, because I understand, trust me, I understand that we
Which
don't,
part?
like, black people killing black people or Hispanics killing Hispanics is an issue. It is. Like,
It's a proximity issue.
It's
Facts.
you know what I'm saying? Like, people, I'm sure they scream Black Lives Matter, but there's a nigga 3 blocks down that's trying to kill them still.
Right.
Rather, you know, and it's a century over, like, built-in oppression. I told somebody like this: if you put 1,000 wolves, right, in one den, not everybody's gonna fall in line.
Right.
Not everybody.
And wolves are pack animals.
And wolves
That's a
are
great
pack
example.
animals. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So some are gonna fight, some are gonna kill. Why? Because they're surviving, or the alpha male, or you know, a bunch of different things. But when you have a community, you know, which is the white community, then you have, you know, the minorities over here, which is the Hispanics and the blacks and everything else. You got the white people over here that have every fucking thing. This is their media. They have a media room in their high schools. You know what I'm saying? They got lights, cameras. They're teaching production. These kids are learning to be broadcasters, news. You know what I'm saying? All these things. Then you go to the South Side, and then you got none of those things.
Equal or more talent in most cases. But for the sake of argument, we'll say equal talent.
Yeah, equal talent.
Right.
I'll say equal talent. But just less resources. So now it's like, why the fuck am I going to school? I'm not learning shit. And I don't know if I said this in the group I was talking to you guys. I'm sure a lot of people, this was the first time they called one of their friends a racist in this time period. Like, I seen everybody on Facebook like, oh, I've had to delete these many people because they're racist. The truth is coming out. They're exposing
Or if you ain't saying nothing, I know where you stand.
You know what I'm saying? Like that. So, you know, I had a conversation with one of my friends and he just didn't understand. Like, it's a systematic trap.
Right.
Like, it's a trap. You don't have a school. Like, your school that's down the block is not really a school. Yeah, you might have teachers that care, but there's nothing in that school. Then when you go outside, your uncle's dropped out, your dad dropped out, your grandma's on drugs, your mom's on drugs. Your dad's been locked up, whatever. Now your brother, your
cousin graduated, live in the suburbs.
Your other cousin's selling crack and this and this and all these other things. And you're telling me, and what they say all the time is either I'm a rap or I'm a hoop. All the fucking time. It's never I'm gonna be a doctor. It's never I'm gonna be this. I'm never I'm gonna be that. Why? Because in those white neighborhoods, those doctors those are the parents. You know, so they're following that system that they're born in. That system is already set up for them to succeed. Where this system is, you're not even gonna make it past 8th grade. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you make it in 8th grade,
that's one thing that personally irks me is like how big of an accomplishment 8th grade is. Like,
I made it in 8th grade.
You know, like, unfortunately, it's a major accomplishment. We have to think about being 14 years old, 13, 14 years old, finishing 8th grade.
And that's the crazy part. That's the only thing some people have accomplished.
Right.
Like, if you don't make it to high school or, you know, whatever, like that that's the only
8th
thing.
grade, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So now that
you stop as a sophomore, that 8th grade graduation and some high school.
Yeah. It's the only thing technically in the system is what they accomplished.
And then, of course...
But that's being in a system where everyone else has dropped out.
Right.
Everyone else is selling drugs. Everyone else is doing other things to survive. And then, like, again, you got all these wolves in one den that are trying to survive.
Right.
I ain't got shit. He ain't got shit. But I know he got a little more than me. I'm going to go steal his shit. And it became a spiral of it gets worse and worse. You think, you know, eventually I'm going to steal from you. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go steal from you. Then we're going to fight. Then we're going to shoot. Then we go. It's a roll. Yep. It's a snowball effect.
Then we've been into it forever. Our kids hate each other. Now our kids into it.
No, our kids into it. Their kids are
our little cousins into it. Because they know we've been into it.
It's not something that it's not easily. We cannot. It's not something that we can stop like tomorrow.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's in and I don't. We've been trying to figure out for years. And honestly, their ways have been bullshit because their ways have been able just to benefit the rich and the poor stay poor.
Mm-hmm.
So us as our individuals have to figure out a way how we can change that narrative. Because obviously we can put as many fucking boys and girls clubs on the south side and all these things, but these kids, that's not attracting them.
Right.
You can put 1,000 boys and girls clubs or these programs and it's attracting them. Yeah, it's getting a bunch of kids off the street, but only to a certain extent.
At the end of the day, you can oversimplify it. I know it's oversimplification, but the kids come hoop and then they go back in trap.
And that's what it is. Because they're using it for the gym. They're gonna go hoop, and then when they leave that gym, they still have the same problems that life has set up.
The same problem that they had getting to school, getting to the gym, getting to the after school programs, but we also have to look at the point of the point Chris made. It's a proximity thing too. Like if we look at rape, for example, a woman's most likely to get raped by somebody she knows. It's the same thing with any level of crime. Like, if I know
it's not black on black crime. It's
that looks easy.
It's Inglewood crime, and what it has to be, what's it inhabited with?
Right.
African Americans.
And then if we go back even historically and look what was it in Tulsa? Black Wall Street. Basically a segregated black town that was just thriving, and they
bombed that bitch. They said
burned that bitch down.
I think Spike Lee's dropping a documentary about it.
Yeah, people need to learn about this shit because it ain't. We didn't get here today by accident.
If you have not watched The 13th on Netflix, go watch it. It opens up with what exactly what it was. The world's like population of like people that are like incarcerated. The United States is 1/4 of the people
in the world.
So 1/4 of our we're 1/4 of the total world incarceration. That's how many people we got in jail.
And people bring up the point that slavery was a worldwide thing, right? It happened on every continent. So in some way, indentured servitude, slavery was present everywhere, right? And then the 13th was the one with the amendment that abolished slavery, right? And then
but it's
a big stupid ass loophole.
If you it abolishes slavery.
Unless. It literally says unless.
Unless you commit a crime.
Right.
And are incarcerated pretty much.
And
then it makes you a slave again. I drove fast
let's find out how we can make being black a crime.
And it's been a crime ever since.
Right. And this is why Juneteenth is even a holiday in the culture, especially even more so now. I first learned about Juneteenth, honestly, on Blackish.
The show?
The show Blackish. He was teaching his kids about Juneteenth. I was like, I've never heard that. Why is he saying it that way? Yeah. And I looked it up. I was like, oh, shit, this is actually some real shit. And it's basically the day where 2 years later, a general from the North came down to Texas to tell them, like, hey, slavery's over. Y'all free.
Fuck y'all doing?
Right, but then it came back. It came back to, like, most of them had to go back to take that same slave labor for
10 cents.
Right.
Yeah. So now, yeah.
And then, but now, somebody, I forgot who I was listening to, they pointed out the fact that, but now you're an employee instead of property or cattle. Like, I don't have to feed and house and clothe you no more.
Yep.
So I'm gonna give you your 10 cents and be gone. Master saving money.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I don't have to pay you and your 5 kids.
Yep.
I still come take your wife when I want to.
Yep. That's fucked up.
Yeah, it's so many levels that we can go into, like
That's fucked up.
why and how being black is.
If you don't understand it, then you just fucking retarded. And I'm just saying that shit. You're fucking retarded.
You're not trying to see it.
Yeah. Like you.
Like I'm all for a good debate and listening to the other side. Like I actually enjoy listening to the other side of debates.
And that's why when back to my conversation I had with my homie, like he was just like, you know, I came from, you know, Puerto Rico and I came from over here and I've seen the education systems. And I was like, yeah, you seen Diego, nigga. That was a really good school at the time. And like you didn't see Inglewood in 1990, you know what I'm saying, 95 and 96, or even 2005, 2006. You didn't see that. And then in Puerto Rico, I'm sure it was worse conditions as well. You know what I'm saying? But he's like, oh, if I could do it, you can, like anybody can do it, which I understand that 100% because
yes, that is true.
We've done it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like statistically in our neighborhoods, being a Hispanic or black male, they don't graduate from college.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we're the one out of however many in our family. Or however, you know what I'm saying? So we've done it, yeah, but that's one person out of, just look at the stats. It's not,
Both of my sisters,
it's 1 to 1,000 at this point.
both my sisters enrolled in college. One never went and the other didn't finish.
Man, that's like that's probably 70% of people.
That's a lot of people's story.
And then it goes back to this because I was thinking about this the other day when I was driving. All right, when we get to the point now, what they've made it is like, yeah, we have allowed you to go to college. We've allowed you to get scholarships. We've allowed you to do this, whatever, X, Y, Z. But there becomes a time where look at how many kids, black kids and Hispanic kids, where we went to U of I, didn't make it back the next year. Right. Not because of grades, because of financial aid.
Yeah.
Because other stuff was cut off. But then you got, you know, this other, you know, side of the world of America where their parents could pay for that.
They paying for it. They coming in with credits.
They're coming in with, man, this nigga came in as a sophomore, bro. Asian dude. Talking about he done graduated, like, or had enough credits to be a sophomore, about 30 credits. He had been taking AP classes since freshman year. They got to even know what AP was until senior year.
Right.
Junior year. You know what I'm saying?
And we're in a college prep.
And we're in a college prep. But it just shows the different levels. You know what I'm saying? It just shows the different levels of education that they said. Right. Boy, the whole table we sat at was like average of 32 up on the ACT.
Facts. Because
they've been taught their whole life. More advanced probably, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is one of those fucked up ass systems. Like I said, a trap is a trap. Motherfuckers trap in the house, but they trap there for the rest of their fucking life, and that's what they want us to be. Trapped. And we've been trapped since.
I told you, when I was a shorty, my uncle told me that the government dropped the drugs and the guns in the hood.
Yeah.
I thought he was a conspiracy theorist ass.
Hell no.
He's a Republican too.
Is he?
Yeah.
Well, you know, Republicans were Democrats before, so
right,
he was probably before the switch and shit like that.
That's a whole nother conversation about like part of the trap too. With I would say our side because we be voting Democrat.
Yeah.
It ain't no secret. Part of that trap too is the dependence on, like, I'm one that says like help people that need it, right? Step in and handle that. But I also see the trap in that. You know what I'm saying?
Of course, because people get stuck.
People collect unemployment for all 6 months. And then start looking.
Of course. Yeah.
You know?
Or do the whole year extension. And then niggas used to be on unemployment for 2 years back in the day.
Back in the day, yeah.
Boy, lead card was rigged back in the day.
Facts.
You know?
And those are systems where we need those things to level the playing field, right?
But that same person who's on the link and whatever goes to try to apply for a job and doesn't get it based off his last name.
Exactly.
So it's like, my nigga, you want me to go get a job, but I can't fucking get a job.
Or first name or interview. Anthony, I know, I'm going to say Anthony Johnson. Anthony Johnson can be anybody. Or let's pick a John Jacob Jingleheimer Smith. John Smith can be anybody, right? John Smith gets that interview. Other John Smith, that look a little like the interviewer getting the job.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So,
keep voting, y'all.
I think there's systems where there's things that we have to address as a culture, but let us handle that.
Yeah.
And what the people in power need to do is listen to what we're saying. Let's work together and stop fucking telling us our experiences is not true because you haven't experienced that.
Yeah, our world, just because your world and our world don't equal each other doesn't mean that what I go through.
We can live in the same building and have different views.
Whitewashed everything though.
Everything.
Why y'all can't have dreads and be professional?
Yeah.
Why you got that?
Thank you.
Yeah.
I had a student. He was transferring out of our school out west and was moving to the suburbs. This kid was everything. He a genius, but he was 100% committed to his hood.
Yeah.
Right? Can play both roles. You know, he can take care of business in the classroom.
Yeah.
But caught a gun case at 14. Had dreads, transferred to the school, and they told him, well, his mom has a solid job too, but she just never left the hood.
Yeah.
So she makes a decent income. Funny how that works, right? She has a good income and her kid is smart. But he goes to the new school and they tell him he's been growing his dreads and taking care of his dreads himself since he was 8. The kid's 16, 17 at that point. So this is really all he knows is the proper treatment for his locks and all kind of shit. And you're telling me to go to your school, I got to cut my shit? Why?
Yeah, why? But so it goes back to the saying in the Bible, your hair is your power. You know what I'm saying? You saw it with Solomon. You know what I'm saying? So it was like a conspiracy where these guys were like,
ain't nothing an accident.
Ain't nothing on accident, bro. Ain't nothing on accident. They cut their hair.
It ain't coincidence.
It ain't a coincidence. These motherfuckers used to have dreadlocks. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, it was less hygiene, manicure, and cleaning of all that. So motherfuckers used to have the dreadlocks, and that's what they said was the animal is. You know what I'm saying? That it looks just barbaric and all these fucking retarded words. That
the whole time, all of those hairstyles that the black girls wear, that the Kim Kardashians and everybody wearing now, it's those styles actually are for a reason. Like braids, the ones that there, you braid food into the hair so you can have it and save it for later.
You braid who?
Food.
For real?
Like literally, I'm drawing blank on what they actually put in there, but obviously non-greasy and like shit you store for later. You put it in between the braid, it sits there. Coarse, your hair is coarse. Boom. In there. You're civilized is not the only civilized. You know what I'm saying? So they come in and look at these people as, like you say, animals and barbaric, and it's just like there is so much culture that we've been stripped of. Especially you as a Puerto Rican, your culture is from so many different directions. Yeah. And so many different influences. And it's almost like your culture was stripped twice. With the African input and the Taino input. And it was done by the Spanish. But,
Spain was the one who enslaved us the first time, really.
Right.
Then you come back to America and then says, I'm dark too, now I'm getting enslaved again. It's like you're double fucked.
Didn't you have who was it? You had the story about the old white man just called you a nigga at McDonald's for no reason.
No, with Jose, with Enigma. We were at Jewel, and I'm standing there, and I had my hair at the time too. So this nigga goes he's like, fucking niggers. Well, I look at Jose like, what the fuck? Did I just hear that shit? I look this way. This nigga had the piss yellow beard, bro. Like, bro, fucking
Piss yellow
smoke.
is
He
wild.
smoked fucking Campbell's, nigga, since 78, my nigga. These bitches is down here nasty. He was just like, and then he walks off. So me and Jose are waiting for our food and shit. I'm like, let's go catch this nigga outside.
Right.
All right, let's go catch his ass. We get outside. He on this motherfucking motorcycle and pulled off. But at first I tweaked. I'm like, did I hear that?
Mm-hmm.
And he was just like whispering under his breath. I'm like, what? And he was just like,
He fits the stereotype of that.
boy, his ass.
Biker gang.
That biker gang. He was on that shit for real. One time I went, even so, like racism. I say this, and I've seen this like online. Like racism didn't become a thing until like the 1600s. You know what I'm saying? Where they started really enslaving people, 1400s to 1500s, 1600s.
To justify.
To justify, yeah. Because, well, anyway.
Yeah.
But I've been into a house where a Puerto Rican older man has said, no, you can't come in my house because he thought I was black. And then oh shit, he's Puerto Rican? Oh, my bad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
I've had that.
racism comes from anybody. It can come from anything. Anybody can be racist. Anybody can be. That's taught. That's something that you learn as growing up, or something in your life. A black man might fucking cut you off in the street, and now all of a sudden every black man drives crazy.
Right.
Like, what the fuck? You know, those stereotypes that just stay there for years.
There was nobody back then that just questioned the shit. Like, damn.
They did, and they got killed.
What if we're doing
They got killed. They got killed.
Yeah.
They got
Yeah,
killed.
they did. I see. Yeah,
They got killed. They got
This
killed, bro.
is that's why in the.
just like, I don't know.
There's been revolutionaries. People been trying, and
That's how we got this far, but the problem is it feels like nowhere.
And then another thing too, they really need to update the motherfucking books that they got in these schools. Why does the pictures, like, that shit really blew my mind. Probably like a couple weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago, I seen the pictures we saw about Martin Luther King and Rosa Parks and them live in color. The pictures are taken in color.
Yeah.
Right.
But were published into our books in black and white to make it seem like it was so long
Long time ago. Long time ago.
That shit was my mom was like being born when that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, huh?
My mom was a good 5 years old when that picture was taken.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, y'all know how to produce film in color back then.
Facts.
Y'all just ain't have a lot of that ink produced yet. Like,
Yeah, it's all for a reason,
shit
man.
need to get updated, yo. Like, a lot of it.
It's all
And
for a
there's
reason.
technology to add color, even if it was taken black and white. There's technology to add color to old images, and because cameras catch light basically.
Yeah.
So there's algorithms to decode like what specific shade of blue is this shirt. Like they can figure this shit out.
They could.
People are doing it all the time on. It's retail and commercial now where people are taking old pictures of their great grandma and getting a color 17 by, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right. So it exists.
Yeah.
You tell me McGraw and them can't do that for the textbooks?
McGraw probably racist too.
Texas.
Texas McGraw. That shit funny as hell. We can segue into the next thing. So since we talking Black Lives and all that,
Black culture.
yeah, we gonna talk BET because did y'all see the BET Awards? They were pushing a lot of this.
Following it.
They're pushing the agenda. I'm fucking with it. I forgot who the host was, but she's really known for like pushing like people to vote and having her voice out there. And people are like, "Why are you always complaining?" And she's like, "I'm complaining for a reason. I've been complaining, you know." So
Was that the girl that Cole was rapping about?
not sure.
Yeah. I didn't get to tune in. Like I said, I've been busy.
I seen the last 10 minutes,
Yeah.
the first 15. And then I looked online and saw who actually won what.
I saw a couple performances and then I just saw like the winners of certain things.
Shout out Roddy Ricch won the album of the year, bro. That was fire.
We had an episode called Roddy Still Winning or something.
He is still fucking winning. Shout out JQ. Shout out produced by Sonic. They're all over that album. Still winning.
That was album of the year?
That was album of the year.
Yeah.
What was it? What's it called?
Please excuse me.
Please,
for
yeah.
being-
That was album. So you gotta think. You gotta remember. It become like the awards are now, but it's from last year's album.
Right.
So the Baby was the artist of the year. Obviously, he dropped 2 fucking albums that sound exactly the same.
I don't understand
kept the street hot.
Why people mad about that one? I know a couple people.
Because it's 2020 now.
Right.
Like, now you got Little Baby and all these other guys, Polo, that are dropping albums. So you forgot about those The Baby albums and the Roddy albums and all that.
Yeah. People gotta catch up.
The artist collab, Chris Brown and Drake. That was last year's album that they made that song.
Right. These awards are
last summer, pretty much. Last summer.
Y'all did y'all work 2019, and here's the awards
for 2020.
And then because 2020 is still happening, you can't award. You can't give Polo G the award this year when he's still working.
He might drop another album. How many albums he dropped this year? Yeah, this first one was 2019. So this is his 2020 album. He might drop another one. I think Roddy
might not win best new artist, but he might win best.
I think Roddy gonna drop. He dropped 2019 December. He gonna drop an album like September. Hell yeah.
He gonna drop in December like 11th?
No, he might in December again, or he might hit us with
hit us with something for the summer
right after Drake does or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Let Drake have his wave. New artist of the year too as well. Roddy won that.
Yeah, I saw that. It was artist of the year and album.
Shout out Meg Thee Stallion. She won female rapper of the year. Video of the year was
2019 was heavy for females though.
Yeah,
but
Cardi was on her way down,
right?
While Meg was on her way up.
It was almost like a catapult. Like, even if it was, I don't know if it was intentional on Cardi's end, but like Cardi was so hot, especially coming, like it was perfect for Meg, and then Meg is just perfect for the spot.
Yeah,
because
the hot girl summer, nigga, hot girl summer.
Right, but they look how it played out. Nicki was so hot. And then, like, just was cemented into legendary status. Some people would disagree, but was just cemented, right?
People didn't want to see the truth,
right? And then here comes Cardi, just seemingly out of nowhere, right? And then just, I would say, maybe not the legend of Nicki, but took the heat, the hotness to the next level. And then, like you said, Cardi was on her way. Like right now, it was almost like Cardi couldn't miss.
She had she couldn't miss. She had the Baby, so I think that kind of Meg jumped on that. Yeah, hot girl summer.
And then Meg got the fucking. She just was. Hot girl summer was just a trend, and then it was like right when the fucking like black girl magic was catching even more energy, and then hot girl summer. Then she talking about dropping the boat.
Yeah, dropping the boat.
She was just trending. Like she was just a trend in herself. But then she wasn't Cardi. So the people that couldn't fuck with Cardi because she was Cardi could rock with her. Because she was still like herself, but I was just saying like more approachable.
Who, Cardi? No, Meg? Yeah.
Like an easier pill to swallow for some people.
Yeah, Meg, she came out just fucking up the game.
They ain't got the Beyonce cosign.
Yeah, fucking up the game. Video of the year was John Legend, Higher. That's
was with Nip, right?
With Nip, so I'm sure that's obvious right there.
I'm sure that played into it. The video was actually dope production wise.
Oh, it was fire.
I don't know if I like the song.
John Legend's actually killing them right now, bro. If you pay attention to what John Legend's out here doing, he killing them right now. He ain't really,
There's a lot of people that step out of that.
Album only sold 26,000.
Was it? Did it?
26.
For a legend, that's like.
The budget.
Well, you gotta realize who's the. Yeah, motherfuckers ain't listening to John Legend right now. You know who I'm really betting on right now is dropping an album? Trey Songz. Guarantee he's dropping an album this year.
Think so?
Trey, if you're listening, because I did tag your ass on Twitter. I did tag him. I tweeted his ass. Are you dropping an album? He dropped 2 singles this year already.
Oh yeah.
He dropping an album,
album
bro.
coming for sure.
That's the album. He dropped a song with a female artist.
I probably know the shit too and just
what the fuck is it? He dropped a collab with a female artist, and then he dropped the song about like a kind of like Black Lives Matter kind of song.
Yeah, I did.
That was fire. That was that was it.
I did see that.
Yeah, he's dropped an album, I think.
Yeah, Yeah, unless Drake on mixtape route, but yeah, I think it's out. It's
He
out.
needs to. What the fuck? He
When's the
better.
last one? We was in
Man,
college.
who fucking knows? That's why. Oh, he just
Like
had, I
chapter
think
5 or some shit.
something like that. I have no clue. How long we been going? How long is this?
Shit, about an hour.
It's been over an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This is man, everybody went to sleep, boy. We late. This is our 1 year anniversary. Like we said, we was taking shots earlier. Yeah, we back rolling, y'all. Stay tuned. We got big moves coming. We working. We back. Shit ain't stopped. And we coming.
we back. So tell your friend, tell their friends, to tell her friend.
We can all be friends and slide to the studio on the weekend, but don't tell. Nah. I'm talking shit.
When we get there, just hit subscribe.
On that note, shit, we out.
We out.
We out.